So, I guess today we're supposed to be talking about Halloween.
Yeah, which is the reason why we're dressed up. We're not furries or anything.
No, oh goodness. Go back to whatever episode that was. We're
It was
not
like
that.
last season, yeah.
Oh my
It
gosh,
was
I
under-
forgot about that.
I did not.
Yeah,
It was fun.
I was made known of something I had previously been unaware of that day.
You're welcome.
Yeah. By the way, just before we continue, have y'all ever noticed when you snap, the part that makes a sound is actually your finger hitting your thumb muscle?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess I always, because Batman, in the comics, I always thought the snap was that sound, but it's
Yeah.
really just that hitting that. And I never even, and I'm the best snapper this side of the Mississippi River. No, speed. No, listen to the quality.
No.
Listen to quality. Listen. Here, y'all decide for
Get
yourselves.
your mic ready.
Y'all decide for yourselves. Ready? Go ahead.
This is Lowell.
Okay.
Hang on. My hands are.
You can't do that. You can't do it. My turn. I win.
Let me
Okay,
take the
but I
wind
need-
screen off here.
I have a spit thing, so
You just bypassed it, all right? Hang on. Warm up a little.
you can't warm up. It's cheating.
That thing
I did
that
it
you
on the
just did.
spot. Okay, mine. I win.
Can you?
No,
without
I can't do
thumb?
the one-handed clap
Then
thing,
maybe
but
you're
I
not that
win.
good.
I win. Quality over quantity. So anyway, that's what's that.
Sort
And
of
here's
loser.
if you're like, for the three of you, like actually, like put your thumb here, put your finger here, and then that's the part making
Yeah.
the sound. You can stop it. Don't say yeah, you didn't know that.
I did know that.
You never even thought about it till
Oh,
I just.
you're such a liar. No, I
At least
knew
I'm
that.
not a harp. Ha. Harp. Liar.
I voted for your dad, by the way.
So, in case you don't know what you're talking about, on the Witten Baptist Church app, we put out a theological survey to help the pastors and teachers gauge what we need to focus on in the upcoming year, 2024 teaching. And I can see what you mean, but it's hard to take me seriously.
I know.
And yeah, this isn't staying on the whole time. At any rate, Pastor Christian made the survey, and included is a question: who's the funniest pastor? Since now we have 5.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. He put himself as option C, which for those just racing through is the okay. Oh, and also Brother Christian's the only one who has access to the results. That's also very interesting. At any rate,
Conflict of interest.
Pastor Jeff, apparently while I was gone on vacation, and today in the microphone,
During service.
is lobbying for votes. So,
You do what you gotta do. I mean, you gotta
I'm
campaign
just
for
saying,
yourself.
if the roles were reversed, Anna would be saying how much of a cheater I am and sore loser and all this stuff, and I'm just sitting here innocently being victimized by this rigged election. That's what's happening right now. Dude, there's some like code words right there that get flagged. Let's say the context.
I'm about
in
to
it.
say the AI is gonna pick it up and
Yeah,
be
I'm
like,
sure.
"Oh,
I'm sure.
demonetized. We don't make any money." FYI.
All right, so look, Ruby is ready for a Ruby snack or the game that we're gonna play before we talk about Halloween.
do your girls watch the podcast? Like ever? Like if there's
Sometimes
certain
on
episodes?
my YouTube, because we go to my YouTube channel and we'll watch, and I Chromecast it on the
yeah.
and they'll see Daddy in the podcast room. So like we'll watch it for a few minutes. They're really entertained for sure by the content.
I just
and
want
the deep
them
theological.
to. I just
yeah,
want
for sure.
them to see you like this.
They will.
It'd be cute. I think it'd be cute.
They will.
Okay, so for our game today,
We look ridiculous.
I know. I just, like I said, I look like an Ewok. I don't even look like a lion. So we're gonna do a Would You Rather. So Pastor, would you rather?
Scooby's nose.
I'm sorry,
is
Scooby.
in- his nose. is
I
in
know.
the- I'm ready.
I'm taking this.
I'm
one.
ready.
Would you rather spend $5,000 on traveling or on a physical item? So $5,000 on a trip or on one physical item.
You have no idea how my brain works and the overthinking that just happened in the 18 different scenarios that flooded my head when you said that. So, like, practically right now, I'm going to need a new car soon because we're having a third kid. So, like, $5,000.
Are you going to get rid of your car? Like your car? You're going to upgrade your wife's car? Can I tell you a funny story?
For those of
though?
you that don't know, I have a 1995 Oldsmobile.
And it's still kicking.
It only has 88,000 miles on it.
Does it really?
Yes, not 188,000. It is.
That's
I
awesome.
love that car. I've had it
5 years?
since 1 month after I got married, so 7.5 years.
Yeah.
It will last me another 20 years if I want. But I don't need 3 cars. And I can't get rid of the Subaru because it's too valuable, as in to our family. I don't know. Let's talk about something else.
Okay,
No,
well,
I'm
can
just
I
kidding.
tell you
I'm
funny, can I
kidding.
tell you a funny story really quick? It's about your car.
Yeah.
So last Sunday, I was standing outside of church with Ashley and my husband, and I think there might have been another person there. I can't remember. But someone pulled up in your car, and Ashley is her. Wow. Like about to say, I don't know why I just blanked there. Ashley is your sister.
Right.
So I'll talk to you the way that Ashley's talking. So she's like, who's driving Josiah's car? And I'm just like, I don't know, but someone stole it. They picked the wrong car to steal. I'll tell you that.
My car had the catalytic converter stolen off of it. I fixed it, but then my fix messed up, so it's quite loud.
Oh, yeah. That's
People-
what Ben said.
Some
He
people
was,
think
like, using
I
it-
did that on purpose.
He's
Like
like,
I'm some rich Collierville teenager who made the car loud on purpose. That is not me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love that car. I hope I don't have to get rid of it. So to answer your question,
This is just like if you would rather.
all right,
I would say
what
for
would
fun.
I rather do
I would say
for fun?
For fun,
Travel.
not spending. Okay, I'm like
Travel.
not spending it on any like repairs or anything or like any practical needs.
Travel.
Like, would you rather spend it on something fun?
Travel.
I would too.
I love traveling.
I've spent more than that on a certain trip that we took a few years back, and it rhymes with Disney.
I have never spent that much on a trip, but I would.
It was before we had a baby.
Oh yeah.
And it was our last like big vacation that we wanted to take, and it was well worth it. We went during Christmas time. This was before they got like
We
super
went to
crazy,
Disney. I
but
didn't spend that much, but I did spend a lot. We went to Disney, me
It was
and
so
Rachel.
fun.
It was a blast.
It was so great. Lowell,
I love
did you want
Epcot.
to participate?
Sure. Yeah. So since we're kind of ruling out practical spending of this money, like I got to go with travel because
Gotta be.
Okay.
I mean there's really not anything out there that I'm going to enjoy as much as traveling. You know,
Exactly.
no
Right.
one thing.
And experiences.
I agree.
Okay. Next one. Would you rather not shower for a week or not brush your teeth for a week?
I have done both those.
Stop. Why?
I'm telling the truth.
But why?
Um,
I want to know now. I'm just curious.
camping trips and stuff
Oh.
like that.
Yeah.
I've done both those. All right. Are like wipes an option?
No.
Okay. I have makeshift brushed my teeth,
Like with a rag? Because I've done that when I've forgotten a toothbrush.
or like gritty stuff, and like, whew, man, I feel like
Because I would have to think this would be like in your normal everyday life. Like you would have to go to work, like school, like whatever. So that's why I'm
yeah,
like, because
okay.
I'm like, well, if I could just baby wipe the areas
All right,
or just
right.
rag it, like I'd
I'll
be okay,
answer
but-
that. Oh, this is real simple. From the months of October through April, I would rather go without showering for a week than go without brushing my teeth for a week. From the months of May to September, I would rather not brush my teeth but get the shower.
I would rather not brush my teeth.
I like your logic there,
Thank you.
Pastor.
I didn't know we could go
If
like all the different times.
if anyone's watching this who's not from Memphis, you'll understand.
we
what-
need
yeah.
air conditioning in
Yeah,
the summer.
so that's my
and in the fall, like right now, it's 80 degrees outside and it's almost November.
yeah, but like in the morning time, it's like 48
50,
degrees.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give one answer for the whole year, and here's my logic. Teeth are such an asset, right? If I
You don't want to ruin them.
yeah, I don't want to risk getting cavities and that progressing. I can be stanky for a week and I'll hate how I feel and wonder what everyone's thinking around me, but I can do that for a week.
See, with me, I would have to go without brushing my teeth because I can't go without washing my hair. Like I have to wash it every other day, otherwise it just
Oh,
looks
no.
greasy.
Now, I'll be
and-
honest with you. For
well,
me,
I'm a female, so like it's a little
Yeah.
different. Like
I mean,
Whether you say it or not, like you have expectations from women. Like women are supposed to be more
Yeah.
put together. It is how it is.
though, if you went without brushing your teeth for a week, the microphone would probably melt in front
I would
of you.
rather, oh, for
I mean,
sure. I would rather just
disintegrate.
like, I would just chew gum constantly or do mints or something. But yeah, I would have to go without brushing my teeth. Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
start
week.
thinking until like day 3. So
You've tested this, I see.
listen, I was young once,
I was.
and now I'm old.
You want to know something? My 5th grade teacher for Christmas bought us all deodorant. I'm not kidding.
What school was this?
My childhood school, like my elementary school.
Bought all of you deodorant.
My 5th grade teacher bought all of her students deodorant for Christmas because it was that age where you start hitting puberty, you start stinking, you're coming back from the playground. She would spray our room with like just pounds of Febreze, just all of it. She hated it.
You know
So yeah,
what?
we got deodorant for that reason. Never got that as a second gift, so
You know what? Good
guess
for
we
her.
did it right. Yeah, thought it was funny. Okay, question 3. Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life or give up the internet for the rest of your life? So AC, heat / internet for the rest of your life.
Okay, I'd rather give up AC and heat. That was an easy answer.
Even living in Memphis.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it would be tough.
I'd rather give up internet.
It would be tough. When I hear the
Just be a
word,
homesteader.
in other words, like I can make a fire. That's not a problem. Air conditioning would be tough. It really would. But I've done it before. But no internet. I'm thinking of that in terms of, I mean, like what we're doing right now. I don't. That's a lot. That's a lot to give up.
Can we divide it so it's like personal use internet versus like
Work internet.
Work internet.
Oh, can
Like,
we do
I
that
guess-
for air conditioning too? 'Cause that'd be helpful.
Yeah, I would assume it would just be like personal use. So like with me, I can get away without using the internet. Like I have DVDs like I could watch or, you know, whatever. I love being unplugged from things. Like when I'm on vacation, I sometimes don't even bring my phone with me. Like if my husband's with me, I'm like, I don't need my phone. I don't know. I would just be happy being on a farm somewhere without
Like,
internet.
Yeah, if the question was for a week, internet. But if the question is for the rest of your life, heat and air.
I could not go without heat and air. I am too cold in the winter. One year, my husband bought me an electric throw blanket because he didn't want to
I
turn
hope
up
God
the heat.
calls you to the mission field in Alaska.
Oh my, don't you put that curse on me.
Is that a curse?
It's a curse. We have differing opinions. Well, what about you?
I mean,
Well-
I can't make a living without the internet, so I'm
That's
kind of
true.
stuck. Yeah.
Well,
That's
I
gotta
work
stay.
from home now, so don't
Oh,
really
well, hang
need the
on.
internet.
Well, hold on. How do you work from home?
I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Being a mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking.
work from home.
Right. So, but imagine never being able to play Bluey for your son.
It's not a problem. We don't watch Bluey right now. We watch Bear in the Big Blue House.
How do you watch Bear in the Blue Blue House?
With internet, but I'm just saying
Like,
we
how
have
was
DVDs.
how was that your response to that?
We have DVDs.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, like I said, we
Okay,
have DVDs.
okay,
There are
all
other
right.
forms we can go outside. Kids don't need TV.
That's right.
It's convenient when I need to get something done. I will agree with, but they don't need TV. I'd just rather go without internet.
Okay.
Like I said, my husband gets really upset with me during the winter. There was one time this is when we were
I
in the
know what your
apartments.
husband's answer would be.
I know.
He would consider both of those an inner circle of hell because he loves air conditioning and he loves the internet.
He does.
But all of his games,
He wouldn't be. I'm about to say he wouldn't be able to play any of his games.
all of his games are internet games.
Yeah, he doesn't use a console anymore.
Oh, he'd be in
All
trouble.
one thing. But no, I get too cold. And there was one time when we were in our apartment, like before we had kids, and I
Oh, and you can't start a fire in an apartment.
turned the heat up. It was when it got like super, super cold one time.
Well,
it
the
was
past
like
3
in like
winters
the
have been
zeros.
freezing.
Right. And so it was really cold. And so I turned it to 80 degrees on the heat. 80 degrees.
I don't want to know what your MLGW
I was
bill
about to say,
was.
our bill was through the roof. And my husband looks at me and he's like, you can never touch the thermostat again.
You were banned from the thermostat?
I was. And now he has it set to like certain things throughout the day.
Oh, he's got a program.
He does, and it's like the Google Nest or whatever, so he can control it when he's at work. So
That
I'm
still
like,
cracks me up about him. I'm gonna mess with him about that.
I know. So I have to like either turn on fans if it gets too hot, or like open the doors and do that, or I just bundle me and my son up. So yeah, I've been banned from the thermostat.
You got in trouble
It was. I think our bill. No joke. It was probably up to like $400. It was bad.
for an apartment. That's crazy.
It was bad.
Wow.
It was really bad. So now we know I'm not allowed to control that.
I bet
It's
food
fine.
was getting cooked on the shelf.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Donna's like, why?
She
is
gets
it
her
so
eggs
hot?
off the
Put that
counter
out.
and they're already cooked.
But yeah, so it was terrible. Okay, Lowell, did you answer that one?
The internet.
Yeah, he
said-
I
Okay,
can't
yeah,
even.
okay,
I
you
can't
did.
even make a living
That's right.
without email and stuff.
True. Okay. Number 4. Would you rather your partner forget your birthday every year or your anniversary every year?
Birthday.
Birthday? Really? Why your birthday?
Anniversary is something we celebrate together.
Hmm.
So if she forgot that, it's like,
You said
that's lame. If she forgot my birthday. Oh, you can't remember the day
I was
that
born
I
that you
came out
weren't
of my
there
mother's
for.
womb that you weren't there for. Like, that's fine. In fact, I'll tell y'all the truth. To this day, I love this. She's gonna be embarrassed when she watches this. My wife hesitates anytime someone asks her what my birthday is because I have created that. From the time we were dating, I have always told her the wrong day for my birthday, and I did that for 3 years of us dating. Until there was a time where she had to put in something on a legal document, and it didn't work. So she.
So this is when you were married or before you were married?
I think it was right before we got married.
Oh my
So like it's been
gosh.
3 years, and like I had to tell the real one, and she made the code to open her phone my actual birthday, which I always tell her is wrong. It's the day after, so she still gets confused. So right now, if you ask her when her birthday is, she hesitates, but normally she gets it right. But I still have never told her, yes, that is my birthday. I've always told her the wrong date. It's so funny. So I can't really blame her.
So when we celebrated your birthday that one year when we did the office thing,
Yeah, because
was
she
that
asked other
on your
people
real
to check.
birthday?
Because she's always known I've been messing with her.
Okay.
So like she'll ask someone else, or she'll look like she'll go to the office in my house and look at my actual birthday on my birth certificate or something.
You're twisted.
It's hilarious.
Sick.
She'll like look at my driver's license or whatever. I wish I could get all that changed to the wrong day, but I've
You're a
tried.
madman. Anyway.
I think what I'm gonna do
Oh
is
my-
I'm gonna take her phone and change the code to the day before, which is always what I've told her. So when she
Well, now
tries-
she's gonna know.
and then she's gonna no, she'll forget. Like, oh, I've been typing in this the whole time.
You're sick.
It's a funny thing.
That's wrong.
Have you ever heard of anyone else doing that?
No, because that's mean. You don't do that to your spouse.
So, long story short,
If
I
I
wouldn't.
were- if
I
I were
wouldn't
your
blame
wife-
her if she forgot my birthday.
If I were your wife, I would just celebrate your birthday intentionally on the wrong day.
That's what I want.
Yeah. That's hilarious, though. No, I would.
She gets so embarrassed. What is your spouse's birthday? She always goes, "Okay, listen, don't judge me. He's told me wrong for years. It's February 17th or 16th." And she's like, she'll have to think.
Is it the 16th?
Yes,
Okay.
Rachel. If you're watching, it's the 16th.
No, I would have to say the anniversary because that, like you said, your spouse wasn't there on that particular day, and it's not. My family, we did birthdays growing up, but like we never had like a real big to do about them. Like I had like a couple of parties growing up, but it was mainly when I was like older elementary school, and like I had friends that I would want to invite. Like the skating rink parties, if anyone did those were really popular.
Yeah.
I did one of those, and then the rest of them were like sleepovers. But no, I would say the anniversary because, like you said, you get to celebrate
that
together.
together. So
Yeah.
if you don't care about that,
Yeah.
that kind of
Right.
stinks.
What about you?
I'm on the
About
same
Santa,
page with you guys. It's been a long time since I cared about my birthday at all.
Yeah.
When is
But-
your birthday? You look a March guy.
Well, you're probably remembering me telling you that it was in March.
I really didn't. Is it March?
It is in March.
I promise
yeah.
I did not remember.
good.
How am I supposed to believe that when?
Oh, we have January, February, March.
Oh,
You're
wow.
January?
What are you? Are you April?
January.
What are you in January?
Doubled up on January.
First? Oh, January 1st.
Are you really?
Newborn baby. It said newborn baby, New Year baby.
I'm really proud of myself for guessing March.
Good for you.
At
Do you
a
remember his middle
8%
name?
I'm
chance.
proud of you for remembering March. That's great.
Do you
Yeah,
remember
okay.
his middle name?
Just like you remembered my middle name started with an A.
I have forgotten his middle name.
Hey, fun fact. I've never heard of your name before I met you, and then I've been watching Friends recently, and there was someone in the credits named Lowell.
You.
And then there was another person on the show, like a character that was named Lowell. And I was like, I've just never in
So
my life.
I've never met anyone with my name either,
Yeah.
but my rule is if that happens, it's a death match on the spot. Like,
I can be the only
I'm
one.
not gonna.
There can only be
I'm not
one.
gonna use the element of surprise.
Any-
Like he's gonna know what's coming, but
because
yeah,
he has said the same thing.
probably. I hope so.
Anybody watch New Girl in here?
Uh-uh.
There can only be one Winston. Did you never watch New Girl?
Uh-uh.
No.
You didn't either? Oh, well, then it doesn't matter.
I've had a.
Why are you
I've been
surprised?
I've been a few Josiahs.
Thought you were cultured a little bit.
Barely.
I've been a few Josiahs. Most are of a different ethnicity than me, but I've been a few Josiahs.
My husband, if you Google his name, it's all black people.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's a pretty. I mean,
There was a guy when I was in high school, they thought, well, at the time we were dating, but they thought my then boyfriend was black, which, like, I don't care. But he's just like, that was your boyfriend? I said, yeah. And he's like, but he was white. And I said, yeah. And he's just like, but his name is this. And I said, yeah. And he's like, have you never met a white one like that? And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay.
a
I didn't
white
know
one.
that was like a
Is that-
black name. I don't know. I was like, he is the only one I have met. He's the only guy
I
with
mean,
that
we
name
had a
I've met.
guest on the show last week who is white named Sharquita. I mean, does it really surprise anybody at this
I
point?
used to think when I heard her name that she was black.
Of course you did.
And she was a stripper because your dad used to say that from the pulpit.
No, he joked about it one time and it spread like gangrene.
Because JC
Oh my
used
gosh.
to witness to people using her testimony, and then she wasn't even a stripper.
And she goes, that's not part of mine. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. I have a lot of people to go back and unwitness to.
Okay. Anyway, so question 5, we'll do this one and then the other one, and then we can change out of these costumes and really focus on what we're here to talk about for the day. Okay, so would you rather be gassy on a first date or on your wedding night?
First date.
First date. What a terrible question. Like, no, that's a
Thinking,
terrible
like,
question.
Well, but your first date, you're trying to make a good impression, but then, like, if you've saved
But
yourself
here's-
for marriage, you're also trying to make
That's
a really
just
good
an icebreaker.
impression.
Yeah, I mean,
You let them know if they're worth sticking around or not on the first date. I'm pretty sure you farted on your first date.
I mean, I'm probably.
And he
dead.
Pastor always, like, leans when he does it, or he makes, like, a face when you do
I
it.
try to be the same no matter where I'm at. I try.
Consistency is key. Okay, would you rather be allergic to the sun or water?
What a horrible question.
You know
What a
what's crazy?
terrible-
I actually knew a kid when I worked at a pediatrician clinic that had like an allergy to water.
All right, let me explain something. I've had 2 people tell me this.
How was
before.
that mitigated?
All right, hold on. Let me hold on. I've had 2 people tell me this before. One of them was my high school teacher. And my first thought in my brain was, that's not true. Because you are made up of 71% of water. So that is demonstrably untrue. So there must be some mitigating factor. Like you're allergic to,
Allergic to tap water.
in other words, like
Yeah.
the
The chemicals.
Not calcium.
Fluoride.
Yeah.
Fluoride. What's the other thing? Not calcium. Whatever.
No,
One of
that's
the
the
additives.
calcium.
You
buildup.
can't. Your body is like. I mean, if it rains on you. So the kid, explain to me. In what aspect he was allergic to water?
Mo was a girl. Not like it matters, but it wasn't like any of the soap that they used because they tested the soap. Like she got all this other allergy testing done. So it was the water that they found out. She would get in the bathtub and she would just get whelps
Okay.
on her.
So it had
Her skin was very.
it had to be something
Yeah, that's,
in the water
that's
for the
sulfur
skin.
or minerals
Because
or
if she was
fluoride.
drinking, I mean, obviously she was because she was alive. What drink on planet Earth doesn't have water in it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just telling you that she had like an allergic reaction when it got on her skin.
Wow.
So like she would whelp up like all the
But-
time.
I'm sure you don't have this. I'm sure it didn't when it rained on her. It had to be tap water.
No, like if her skin got wet from water.
That's insane.
Yeah, so she would have to like cover up and all that.
That's
stuff.
horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, allergic to a sun or water. Okay,
Sun. That's my answer. I need
me-
to shower.
that's
because I can wear protective clothing
those are
for
horrible
the sun.
options.
For the sun, like sunscreen, like UV clothing, like
Yeah,
all
but-
the stuff.
But you also need the sun. Like you can only
okay.
block it out so much.
What
I'll
is
be
that?
like
What's
that
that movie?
mannequin guy
Is
over
that
there.
bench warmers?
Yeah.
Oh my! When he eats the sunblock.
Uh-huh.
Oh goodness gracious! Those are two horrible options. But if you're gonna make me pick,
That is the game.
So let's tune this up here. So now that I know the water allergy is just like your skin like gets a rash or something.
Well, it like welled up and it was like really painful.
Okay,
It's
but-
like an
but what-
allergic reaction on the skin.
What would my reaction be to the sun
Same?
in this scenario?
I mean, I guess it would be the same.
Okay, so it's just
I don't know.
which one
You'd catch
can I
on
avoid?
fire, lol. I don't know.
so which one can you avoid more? Which one do you have to use more?
So
The water.
all I know is I don't
would
start
think the
stinking
water
till
that you
day
would
3.
have
So
Right, that's what I'm saying. You drink with water.
I
you
can go
cook
3
with
days without
water,
showering. I
you
don't want to go
bathe
3 days
with
without the
water.
sun.
Right,
Those are horrible options.
but
Anna.
they're at the options.
Okay.
That's how this game works.
All right. Let me ask this:
Yeah.
instant sunlight hits me.
I mean, it's like any type of other allergen. If you come in contact with it, you will have an allergic reaction.
Well, then it has to be water. Because
You would do
anytime,
water?
if you're saying instantly, the sun hits the skin 100% of the time every day.
Except when we're in the
Yeah,
building.
not 100% of the day. 100%
at the
of
time
days,
that you're outside.
of
Yeah.
days. There's never a time where the sun doesn't hit my skin. There has been days, except for washing my hands, but at least that's just my hands. There have been days where water, except for my hands, has not touched me. So
I mean, it's whatever you're okay
I
with
just-
giving up.
I just answered.
It's not. This isn't.
I will
real.
bathe
I'll
in
get
pure
allergic-
alcohol.
I'll get allergic to water. Let me be
Get
allergic
a
to water.
nice gash down your leg.
I'm allergic to water. There we go. That's
Fun
what it
fact: I cut my leg once when I was little. Cody, I hope you're watching. My brother cut my ankle because I was like learning to shave and all of that stuff, and my mom wasn't there at the time. And so I told my brother, like, I had a piece of skin like this long come out from the razor. And so I was telling my brother about it. He's like, oh, like, let's put rubbing alcohol on that. Poured it over, and it was the worst pain besides labor that like I had ever been in.
And
Thanks
now,
for that,
now
Anna.
what does he do for a living?
He's an EMT. He tells me about some of his patients and what he says to them, and I'm just like,
All right.
love
Game
him.
is over. Anna wins.
It wasn't a win or lose game, but okay. Thank you for that.
Enjoy this message from our sponsors, and we will be right back.
In a world where podcasts love to chat it up, but don't care so much about biblical truth, one podcast will go above and beyond to answer your toughest questions with biblical insight. Point taken.
So, now that Anna has won the game.
Thank you, sponsor.
Yeah, thank you, sponsor.
I'm curious to see when he's
This
gonna put
message
in
is brought
that.
to you by Witten Baptist Church. Download the Witten Baptist app and take the survey. Should Christians celebrate Halloween? That is the question. And that is an interesting question. So, Anna, what are your thoughts?
So my initial thought was, what is Halloween and where did it come from? Well, I had a window open. I guess I'll open a new window. So I took the time over the last week or so to research the holiday, like where it came from. It originated as what, All Hallows Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it's All Saints Day is November 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So they go into that process, and there was, like another group of people, and I'm totally butchering this. So like research it for yourself, look into that. But the way that I read it was like with anything, someone takes it out of context and it deviates from its original purpose. And then like you had like the satanic worship and like all this other stuff. It was very focused around death. And so figuring that out, and I'm like, okay, well, how did it become what it is today in America with us like going to each other's houses and trick or treating or doing like the trunk or treats and everything like that at church? And it's kind of just like everything is, people take like either a Christian or pagan holiday and make it their own. And so that's kind of what I looked into over the last week. But the thing is, like, I'm like, I don't celebrate the satanic worship. Like, I'm not sitting here with like a Ouija board or like an altar, like sacrificing to Satan or like doing any of these other demonic things and
Right.
practices. And so, but I'm like, but why did the church find it necessary to take it and then do like a trunk or treat instead of like a trick or treat thing? With our church, I see the need for a trunk or treat because of the neighborhoods that we're in, and it's not a safe neighborhood, and a lot of these parents are not comfortable with sending their kids out in these neighborhoods to trick or treat. We've been out in these neighborhoods before, like witnessing and all of that stuff, and I am not comfortable in some of those neighborhoods. And so for that need, I find it useful. But otherwise, I just do the costumes and candy. And then it's a good way to witness to others, like especially in your own neighborhood. You can talk to your neighbors and get to know them and share the gospel with them. And you know, it's a witnessing opportunity. So I don't know. It's kind of my, like, all of that to say, like, that's my accumulative thought.
So you'll get people, and they'll do this with Christmas too. We'll get to that in a few weeks from now. Who will get into an argument about the original intent of Halloween. So was it originated as pagan? Was it originated as Christian? So we see pre-medieval church. Halloween, All Hallows Eve, the eve before All Hallowed or All Saints Day. In the Roman Catholic tradition, even today, November 1st is celebrating all the saints who died and are in heaven, whereas November 2nd, All Souls Day, is celebrating Christians who didn't make the cut for heaven but are currently in purgatory, earning
How
their
do
way.
they know?
They don't know.
I was saying, like, versus the saints or what. So it's just all Christians.
Yeah, so remember, in Roman
purgatory.
Catholic tradition, as opposed to the scriptures, saints are super Christians.
Right.
They
Like Paul. Or,
performed a miracle.
Yeah.
They were martyred for their faith, etc. So, because of all of their and other Christians' good works, in heaven there is a treasury of merit. All the good works, like let's say that this much was necessary for entrance to heaven. Well, if this person did this much, there is a surplus of good works. You can access that surplus of good works through penance, through the sacraments, and then get credited based on the merit of other people through the treasury of merits that's in heaven. Long story short, All Souls Day, November 2nd, celebrating those who are in purgatory, working their way to heaven. All Saints Day is remembering the saints who are there. So the day before all that is October 31st, and that's All Hallows Eve. Now, it just so happens that is the day that Martin Luther nailed the 95 Theses on the church door in Wittenberg. So it's also Reformation Day. Okay? So there's a lot of argument on, so was this pagan first or Christian first? And my answer surprises many people. I would answer it doesn't matter. It's about the intent behind what you're doing now. Now, I know that probably comes across as a bit controversial, and I really don't mean it to be, but I think we have an exact
Correlation.
parallel
Parallel.
in the scriptures of this exact thing. Now, I want you to put yourself in these shoes. This is in 1 Corinthians 8, Romans 14, several places. What do you do in this scenario? You have a church of true believers sprout up in what was formerly 100% Gentile city, or overwhelming majority Gentile city, and they get saved. So they have been worshiping idols all up until 5 minutes ago. So their friends and their family are still going to be worshiping idols by going to the meat market, buying meat, laying it on an altar, praying to a false god, and then taking it home and eating it and celebrating it. Now, here's Paul's point in 1 Corinthians 8, Romans 14, etc. Should you eat that meat? And here's why. Paul's answer is, 1 Corinthians 8, in truth, there is no other God, There's only one God. So that meat was not sacrificed to a god. It was sacrificed to nothing. There are other so-called gods, but there's only one God. So there's nothing wrong with eating that because nothing happened to it other than it sat out in the air for 30 minutes. But then Paul says, but to others, because of their weak conscience and weak heart, because they just got saved, that was very real to them. They were praying to that God, worshiping that God. So if it would offend them for you to eat that in front of them, it would be a sin for you to eat that in front of them. Isn't that crazy? So Paul's point is, in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with it. Unless you're causing another to stumble. But let each one be convinced in his own mind. Romans 14. Let each one be convinced in his own mind. So when we have a scenario that is not explicitly in the scripture of do or do not do, it says, let each one be convinced in his own mind and not force that on another. So I don't see a closer parallel than the Halloween thing. That's exactly the same scenario.
Right.
Maybe with drinking alcohol, but in and of itself is not sinful. But if it were to cause someone else, it says, let each one be convinced in his own mind and not cause a brother to stumble. With the Halloween thing, if someone were to prove to me beyond a shadow of a doubt it was originally pagan and adopted by the church, that wouldn't change my mind.
Right.
Now, having said all that, there are certain characters that me nor my children will be dressing up as.
Right.
I mean that goes without
The
saying.
sexy kitten. Like...
Right. or if someone's like, hey, this is my Beelzebul or Baal costume.
Right.
I don't think so.
Well, and even in, like, if you've been anywhere involved in observing pop culture recently, it's very demonic. Like, Doja Cat has done very demonic things. Like, she posted something on her Instagram. I only know this because I watch, like, other people who review stuff. I don't follow her in particular. But she, like, posted, like, sacrificing and doing all these other types
What's her
of
name?
things. Doja Cat. She's very popular now. A lot of album covers. She's like satanic. And then there was another Sam Smith, that "Stay With Me" song. Like, won't you stay with me?
Go ahead and sing it, Anna.
No, I do not want that on the internet. Thanks, but no thanks. And plus, we'll be demonetized if there's any music. I'll use that as my excuse. But he
But we
did
already
something.
don't make money.
I know.
Oh, okay.
That's my excuse.
Oh, okay.
No, but Sam Smith did something. I think it was like the Grammys or some award show here in the last year where he was like literally twerking on this devil. And then is it Lil Nas or something that he also had a video where he was twerking like on Satan. And it's very demonic. But then we also have, you brought up, like, it's not inherently, well, I don't want to say it's not inherently sinful, depending on like where it came
that
from.
part is, but-
right. But the thing, well, I'm saying like from
Halloween in general.
Halloween in general. And so you have these parties like in high school and college where they're costume parties and there is alcohol involved, which you're abusing the alcohol more likely than not. There are inappropriate costumes, mainly
Right.
for females. It's like you have a cat and then you have a sexy cat. You have a nurse and then you have a sexy nurse. You know, it's like there's always a way to make it inappropriate and to find sin in that. But so if you're celebrating Halloween like that, like most college students are, that would be a sin. Because like you said, it's with the intent that
Right.
you have. With us,
But
we're just dressing
But if you're
up.
asking me if someone dressed up as G.I. Joe and
If we just
Cinderella
want
come
to
to a
have
church
a
to do,
Halloween, right? If we just want to go out with our kids and collect free candy, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
And it's like, so just enjoy your time.
if you're going to be envious and covet my Scooby-Doo costume,
that I found free. It's not
They-
even his; it's our church's. By the way,
if you're going to be
I'm
covetous
sure that
of
will be used
yeah.
in the trunk or treat that we'll have.
I might lend
next
it out
week.
to someone. I sewed
Sure.
that.
Okay, now you're just lying.
Sorry.
You're just lying. But it's such a good. Well, like I said earlier, with our church and the neighborhood that we've been put in our community, it's such a good opportunity for
We had
not even
2,000
these
people here last year.
right for not even these kids to have like a safe place to trick or treat and do that, but to also like have the gospel shared
Oh,
with
of
them.
course.
And then I mean, there are people like we have like you said, 2,000 people that
Yeah,
came
of a
through
church of
last year.
200 people. We had 2,000 people here last year.
Didn't the county, like Shelby County, say something? Was it one of the years that we did the drive-in, or like the
No,
people were
no,
parked
no.
all the way down, like
2
on
years
Macon?
ago, they said we got to figure something out
Because we were causing too much of a disturbance with traffic.
well, yeah, it was backed up half a mile.
yeah.
Half a mile.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like our church is really big around
Well, we've-
trunk or treat.
Been here a long time doing that. We're consistent with it, so
Right.
people know where we're at and what we're doing.
It's awesome. But yeah, it's like you have that opportunity, and there were some people that, you know, and if it's open to the public, you're going to have all walks of life come in. And there
Sure.
were people who had inappropriate costumes on, but like we did not turn them away unless it was like,
Egregious.
yes, it's a nicer word than I was going to say.
Thank you.
But you know, it's like you think about these people who don't know the gospel, and you actually get to share it with them, and just have fun with the community, and you get candy.
I mean, yeah. And
That's what I go
by,
for. I go for
by
the
the way,
candy.
yeah,
I have a
like,
child now. I
they
have
give
an
it all to my
excuse.
kids, and I take what I want. By the way, let's
That's
just
the parent
go.
tax.
Yeah, let's go ahead and knock out the best candies while we're at it. This is not an opinion; it's a
What
statement
was your
of fact.
favorite? Hold on. What was your favorite growing up?
Growing up is different than now.
That's what I'm saying. So what was your favorite
Hershey's
growing
milk
up?
chocolate.
That was your favorite? What was yours?
Hershey's milk chocolate and sour gummy worms growing up were my two favorite.
Okay, so mine, it is not my favorite now, but when I was little, it was Tootsie Rolls.
That was your favorite? I've never heard anyone say that.
I could slam some
I was
Tootsie
like,
Rolls.
you know the butterscotch and then the red ones, the women at church. gave
cinnamon
you?
ones?
Yeah, like that'd be like you saying
Trash. No, I don't know. And like even when I was growing up, like I had a younger cousin that I would take trick or treating in our neighborhood, and I told her, I said, "Hey, I'm going to take you trick or treating, but I'm going to have you pay a tax with your candy." And she's like, "That's fine." She says, "What do you want?" And I said, "The Tootsie Rolls." And she's like, "It's fine. I don't like those anyway." I'm like,
Yeah.
"All right, works out for the both of us."
Here's the best candies, not in order. I'm just throwing them out there, and we can arrange them in order. Obviously, Reese's.
Oh, yes.
And you can get the big ones. You can get the miniature ones. Those are typically my
Yeah.
favorite. But Reese's.
I like
Number
the-
2.
One pack.
You know when they have the single gummy lifesavers that are kind of big, they're very soft, chewy. Those are up there. Hershey's dark chocolate.
I know you're a dark chocolate guy.
I am now. I have been since I was like 19. I don't know what it is.
getting there.
Still sour gummy worms and Sour Patch Kids are still up there. Said Reese's. I like candy corn, by the way, and those little
Love
pumpkins.
candy
those pumpkins.
corn.
I
Yes.
skip. Give me the pumpkins.
Do you
Oh,
like the autumn mix with the chocolate
No.
corn? Those
No.
are poo poo.
No,
I hate
give me
those.
the green and orange pumpkin ones. I will pick those out.
I get so much hate for the candy corn, by the way. My
Oh,
husband
yeah.
will. My husband
Oh,
never
are
liked
you eating a
it.
candle? Oh, do you have no sense of taste?
Are
'Cause
you
they're
eating a
amazing.
crayon? That's what
Yeah,
I would always
yeah.
get. And I'm like, it's a sugary crown, and it's delicious.
And it's wonderful.
My
And you
husband
know what?
won't
I
only
used
eat
to eat crowns. Okay,
I bet you did.
I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I did.
My husband will only eat candy corn if it has peanuts in it
Um,
because it tastes like a payday.
as far as candy bars, Snickers are obviously up there.
Twix. Twix
Twix
is
are
mine.
great too.
Twix is
Twix are
mine.
great too. There aren't a lot of bad candy bars though. I used to like Crunch.
Crunch.
Man,
I haven't
girl,
had a Crunch
come on.
bar in
I know. When I
years.
just said it, I was like, man,
Do
I
you
forgot
remember?
about those.
Do you remember the little clusters of Crunch? Like you can get them in the bag. You don't remember those?
The clusters.
Or like the Butterfinger BBs.
Yeah, yes, I remember those. Now Butterfinger was never my favorite.
I didn't. Yeah, but they had the BBs.
I'll
It's
tell
kind of
you-
like the BBs.
I'll tell you what candy I don't
but
like.
Crunch.
You know those stale, wafery sandwich things look like a harmonica with the cream in the middle?
Hold on. Say that again. You what?
Stale, wafery cookie with the cream in the middle sandwich things. They make the regular, the strawberry.
My
No.
husband, I love those.
What do you call them? I don't know.
We just call them like wafer cookies, like strawberry chocolate wafer
No,
ones.
it's like stale air. That's like getting a sugar
We
cone. That's like getting a
love
sugar ice cream cone instead of a waffle cone.
You know what?
Ugh.
But they are
Styrofoam,
so,
please.
They are so cheap, and they are so good. And the thing
We're
is,
reversing
you know,
roles here. Normally, I am the one who chooses lesser quality
That's
for greater
okay.
quantity.
You have to give and take a little. It's fine. No, but we.
You said what?
Alfredo's
Yeah, from The Office. Pizza by Alfredo's or Alfredo's Pizza Cafe? What's the matter? It's a huge difference. And Michael's like, would you rather have a very large quantity of pizza that is pretty good or a moderate amount that is excellent?
I don't know. It's like the sugar coats the roof of your mouth and you can like scrape it off with your nail. Like it was a childhood
You
thing
made that
for me.
less appetizing. The longer that
That's how
sentence
you
went on.
know it's
That
delicious.
sentence, the longer it went on, got less appetizing.
I'm just telling you how it is for us. We're like, you remember those cookies? Like, yeah.
You remember
I'm gonna buy them.
Warheads, the really sour ones?
Yes, I had a friend who ate so many of them. You actually know her. She ate so many of them it made her tongue bleed because
All
of
right,
all the
so guys,
citric
there's nothing
acid.
wrong with Halloween, but
Celebrate if you want. Just don't
overeat Warheads.
overeat the warheads. Don't wear your sexy costumes out in public. Keep that for your marriage in your bedroom.
Yes. Now again, you won't find me promoting actually demonic things.
Right.
I mean, that's just ridiculous.
You would be fired.
Oh,
if
and
you
by the
were
way, Satan has never worn a red jumpsuit with a tail and a pitchfork. That's not what Satan looks like. Go read the Bible. But I still would not wear something like that.
right.
At any rate, yeah. There's some evidence I've read before, especially in Germany in Martin Luther's day on Reformation Day. They would dress up that way in a way to make fun of the evil spirits, like
Like as a mock.
as a mockery
Yeah.
of you're not as powerful as God. Still not a tactic I would do, but at any rate, and I got to be honest with you, and I know this is going to upset some people. It's a good thing I don't care. If your mindset is, I can't participate in any way of anything that's origin story contains an element of sin or godlessness in it,
You better not be celebrating anything.
I mean, what are you going to celebrate? There are whole food brands you don't need to eat. I mean,
Girl Scout cookies. Sorry, you need to stop buying them.
so
Yeah.
I think there's a better way to be consistent. Imagine if Jesus and the apostles had taken that approach. You understand what I mean? I don't think they would have, nor did they. I mean, we have not only Jesus eating with tax collectors, we have Paul going to Mars Hill in front of a temple where pagan gods were worshipped. At any rate,
Be
again,
in the world, not of the world.
I think there is a way that is totally fine to do a fall festival, Halloween style thing at your church, at your home, whatever, and it'd be totally fine. Let each one be convinced in his own mind. But since there is no scripture that says you shall or shall not celebrate Halloween, I think we need to have a level of Christian grace and mercy and let each one be convinced in his own conscience. All right, very good. Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, you summed it up right there.
I summed it up. I tried. Hey, what are we doing next time?
The adoption. We're
Adoption.
continuing it, but with 2 other guests.
What other topics do we have coming up? We have adoption. What else?
Well, do we want to spoil that for our viewers?
Is that a spoil?
I think so.
I don't.
I
wanna
don't know.
spoil
Is
it.
it spoiling? You think it's spoiling? Okay, well
It's
then
an
let's do it.
appropriate spoil.
So next on the docket is adoption. We're going to have Michaela and William.
Excellent.
They're going to finish up what Shar and Shane started.
Mm.
The weekend after that, we are going to be doing How Should Christians Vote? Since we
Ooh.
have an election year coming up, I figured that would be a good one.
Is that just me and you? Or do we have a guest?
I can find somebody.
Find the right person.
I'll get Brandon back on here.
Find the right person.
So we're
Find
going
a Democrat.
We're going to do that one. We are going to also do have Hannah back on for that episode that ended up not airing. And we're going to talk about like self-love and all of that. And whether you should like idolize,
Self-care.
self-care and like idolizing working out. And then we're going to talk about Christmas in the final episode, but I'll save that one.
All right. That's pretty
So
excellent.
we have a few episodes left for this season, and then we'll take the holiday season off for like Christmas and then the new year, I'm assuming, and then we'll come back at the beginning of the year after that.
Do you know that I've used all three of y'all's names in front of each of you in a way that is either a play on words or a pun, and it was great for everyone involved? Like, my favorite for you is
I'm like, that's
is to use your
original.
name to substitute the phrase "and a."
Yes, I get that all the time. And I'm like, what?
I'll have a cheeseburger and a fry, and I love doing that. Landon, I've used on mission trips when we're on airplanes. We're gonna be Landon, Landon.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, how do you use Lil?
Ha ha!
Mr. Haha.
Oh, I thought you were telling me to laugh out loud.
That was my favorite.
All right. Well, very good. Anna, what do we got? We done?
Yeah, we're done.
Hey, do the like, share, subscribe thing. Share the videos. Do your thing like that. It helps. We just want to get the message out the best we can. Whatever content you guys want us to include, other ideas you have,
Please leave them in the comments.
leave them in the comments.
Please.
Do the comments thing. Leave them in the
Yeah.
comments.
Let
But
us know.
are we doing the same sign off?
We are.
We haven't thought
Because
of
because we are the only two that know it apparently every time we have to remind people.
it. Until next time.
Deuces.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. Ruby snacks.